Some content on the Mondas Man Productions YouTube channel may not be suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Doctor Who Short Trips. Practitioners of Genocide by Ethan Ward. Narrated by Ethan Ward. Darkness. Unending darkness filled Davros's view, blinding him. He could not see. The darkness engulfed his thoughts, stretching out in front of him like a map. The unknown studied his fears, his courage, his knowledge, taking tentative steps. The infinite exposure of his flesh dawned. His hand, it shivered. Although he knew it wasn't there, only a bandaged stump dripping with green blood, a phantom limb shaking with weakness. He felt a cold chill shiver through his body. The air was thin and unfulfilling. The darkness faded as his visual receptor re-engaged. He was in a lab. It was a primitive lab, with dark metal walls dripping with condensation. The room was full of scientific equipment and various vials of strange liquids. On one side of the room stood a large glass window, showing the vast emptiness of space, deadly and cold. Directly in front of him was a large metal door. He waited it to open and show his captors, but it remained still for now. As his motor systems had been deactivated, he could only look around the lab. He could not do anything but wait. Time passed. He couldn't wait any longer, but his lips failed to let out any words. But his mind, oh, his mind could scream. The metal door slid open, and Davros immediately recognized his captor. Ah, Doctor. The Doctor, dressed in a shaggy tailored trench coat and a floppy black cravat, approached the creator of the Daleks and smirked. Hello, Davros. I'd shake your hand, but, you know. The Doctor was young, but had eyes so old even Davros could tell. Why have you brought me here? The Daleks. They were taking me to trial, Davros asked. The Doctor placed a chair before Davros and sat, resting his elbows on his knees. I need you to tell me something. If you do, I'll put you on the first ship to the vast region. No Daleks, no trial. And if I refuse? Davros queried. Daleks. Simple as. Davros contemplated. This new Doctor, if he was bargaining. Something the others wouldn't have tried with him. This Doctor was desperate. He could hear it in his voice and see it in his face. What do you want to know? As a child, how scared were you of the dark? Davros debated lying, saying he didn't fear the dark and nothing scares Davros. But he'd be lying to himself. And he wanted to get away from the Daleks. Davros began his story. As a child, I used to wake in the night and wish for the sun. The darkness worried me. My imagination supplied many beasts with fantastical jaws to lurk beyond the range of my vision. But I embraced it. The night provides cover for the flesh and blood monsters of the day. The ones with their guns and official badges, the ones who can be judge, jury, and executioner. In the name of freedom. Like you. The doctor sat straight and rubbed his chin. I'm not an executioner. Explain the countless deaths you have caused. Explain yours. The room fell silent. We are both practitioners of genocide, the surgeons of morality, and we both see ourselves as the protagonists of our reality, the heroes of our story. The doctor looked out into the vastness of space. Oh, Davros, if only you could imagine. Genocide. 8 letters to describe more murders and pain than any human mind can take. After 1 or 2 deaths, there is catastrophic malfunction and no more is understood, no more emotion forthcoming. 1 dead child is a tragedy. 1,000 of them is a news report between adverts. The doctor was there, on the field of war, the ground surrounded by bodies, unable to comprehend how any species could do this. Closest to him was Ara, 7 years old and who skipped around the schoolyard with a wide smile. Next to her is 8-year-old Russia, the one who wanted to save the space rails and sail the hyperspace oceans. Right in front of them is Raz, only 6, and he had already wanted to fly spaceships around the galaxy. They were all special, all beautiful, and now they are all meat for the buzzards. Perhaps that is the problem with bringing math into issues of humanity. Don't tell people numbers, tell them names. Who the victims were on the inside. Always humanize, not dehumanize. Are the memories haunting you, Doctor? The pain and horrors of the wars were fought. The bodies who lay lifeless at our feet. You still haven't answered my question. Davos smirked. Even on the most moonlit nights, a monster can blend into the shadows, steering clear of the pools of yellow light that flow from the street lamps. The only reason to venture out at night is to join the game where everyone loses and the only prize is knowing you fought. Your war. You saw it like the end of the world. It was. The end times come when baby girls are being murdered in their millions within the room. A holocaust of the unborn. Imagine you could have been killed. Your mother could have died. The only life support you had could have been snuffed out before the great Davos could have even been born. Most would probably wish to pull the trigger. Davos couldn't reply. His lips failed to let out any words. Goodbye, Davos. Have fun.
Locate, exterminate. Locate, exterminate.